We're here tonight with the Speak Your Mind show. Your host, Richard Courtney de Castro. I'm here with you, and of course, we're going to touch on all the pertinent things that are happening in our community. There's a lot that's going on. We're going to look at some of the sport activities that have just went on. Although we usually depend on the sports people to bring news about sports. When sports become news, it also ends up, on our desk. So we're going to talk about the sports, the recent Carifta games that were held in the Bahamas. And we're going to talk about insurance. Insurance is on a lot of people's minds. We're going to talk a bit about recent changes that we've learned about in the insurance, including the NHI. So we're going to be talking about things like that. And of course, we're going to be interacting with you, the viewing audience out there who are, very important to this show. As a matter of fact, I like to always say that this show really belongs to you. You, the people out there who have the concerns and the people who are very much concerned about what will happen in our community tomorrow. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a great show. I think we're going to touch on some other issues as well. I have some stuff here I'm going to refer to in a minute. I understand that we're under the watchful eyes of Mr. David Cameron, the premier in the UK, and we have to discuss these things as a community because. As far as I understand, all of what happens as it relates to us in the UK affects us one way or another. Whether we have to do damage control or whether we have to change our ways, we have to be mindful of what is being said about the British Virgin Islands and who is saying it and whether or not it is true or not, or what corrective actions we need to take. We're going to also talk about the recent report in the news that we're hearing about, all these contracts that were signed without going through proper channels and stuff like that. We're gonna talk about the recent activities of the House of Assembly as well. So we have a lot of things on the table tonight, and of course, anything else that comes in from our viewers out there, any concerns from our viewers out there, we more than welcome them. The numbers are up there. It's an open show. 300-1949 for calls and 300-1950 if you're texting. And of course, if you text or call from a Digicel phone, the call is absolutely free. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, and we're here. We understand that that the Carifta Games were a great success for the Virgin Islands. We had 8 medals came back. We had 2 ceremonies to welcome our athletes back, which was very commendable. We had one at the ferry dock in Rotown when they returned from the Bahamas, and we had one on Friday at the Central Administration Building, where they were all, welcomed, and appreciation was shown from the Ministry of Education of the entire government, which I think was very commendable. We had some. I have a call. We'll come right back to you. Good evening. You've reached Speak Your Mind. Go right ahead, please.
I have a call. We'll come right back to you. Good evening. You've reached Speak Your Mind. Go right ahead, please.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm calling.
I'm getting some feedback there. If you have,
I'm calling about something that happened in Anegada.
Okay.
It's a picture about a child that was molested.
A child that was molested?
Yes, by two grown men.
Wow.
I'm wondering, like something like that happened and those two men is not from the BVI. Shouldn't they be deported back to the country that they come from?
Well,
Instead of staying in jail and eating taxpayers' money.
yeah, but you must remember too, right, that you and I cannot be police, magistrate, judge, jury, and all those things in one word. You know, there's a legal system, and the legal system has people with different portfolios and different jobs that they have to carry out. Okay, you may, you know, emotionally you may say, well, I want to do all of those functions that I just described to you, but you know, we're in a law-abiding society. We have to follow the rules of the country.
Okay.
Did I explain to you what will happen?
Yes, well, that is so sad.
It is sad. The thing that you are
Because
describing,
the child she's a minor.
the thing that you are describing is sad. The fact that two grown person who should have known better, one, and the person who is molested would probably have to live with that scar for the rest of her life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you know, it's really sad to hear, but especially at this time of the year, because usually at this time of the year, I've learned that we have a lot of we have a lot of we have a lot of people reporting at this time, and you know, it is also the time when the department, the social development department, puts a lot of focus on this area. So, you know, it is good that they put a lot of focus at this month, but sometimes, you know,
They should continue.
They should continue.
Not only this month,
Yes,
but throughout the year.
I agree. I agree. They should, you know, focus on it throughout the year, but it's good that they focus on it.
Exactly, so those perverts could know
Yeah.
that what is going on. So they
Tell me what you think.
aware of it.
What do you think about the idea of having a register of the persons who are child molesters and predators of young people? You don't think there should be a register, and so that everyone
Yes.
should know where they live and when they come into your community?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I would
I
advocate.
support it.
I would
100%.
I would advocate for that as well.
Because I'm so angry about the situation.
Hmm.
I'm very angry.
Yes. And
I think the government should consider what I said about deporting them back to the country that they're from once they're proven guilty.
well, I'm sure there are laws in place as it relates to that. There's some people that serve the sentence and then after the sentence they're deported. But I don't know what the policy is exactly on that. But I know I've known of instances where that has happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you very much for that call.
No problem.
All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We got a call from all the way over in Antigata of a situation where we're having child molestation, and as I was reading on one of the online news, this is something that is really bothering our community, and it seems to be more prevalently reported. I'm choosing my words very well here now. More prevalently reported during the month that the Social Development Department focuses on it. So it's very likely that there is more underreported activity than we're hearing about, which is very sad. I was just about to go into the character games, and I was talking about the fact that we welcome the athletes back. Well, I should say the athletes, the supporters, and the coaches, and the people who were in the administration, making sure that these athletes were well taken care of. So I have to say, you know, welcome back to all of them, and also I want to say congratulations to the entire Team BVI. I mean, the coaches, the families of the athletes, the supporters that went to the Bahamas, the people in government that made everything possible, the sponsors that sponsored some of the activities. I have to say, we as the BVI are very proud of the whole operation. We have a couple of clips we're going to show from the races, because I've been getting some feedback from some of the people in the community, and they're saying that they still have not seen what we're talking about, or what is all the big fuss about. And you only have to be around the track and field arena for the last couple of years to realize that coming back for the BVI, coming back with 8 medals is commendable, especially that we have very young athletes and a dedicated team of people who are, and some people who have also laid the groundwork for all of this to happen. Some people who have set records that are still unbroken, and that motivates the athletes to even go to higher heights, in my opinion. So we're going to show later on a couple of clips of from the Bahamas event, and we're going to also, indulge our viewers out there to call and text in and speak about what has happened. I have a text. Let me go to it. Let me see what's happening here. Good night, Courtney. Are we supposed to be very concerned about what's happening in the offshore world? That's in the news right now. Yes, I started out saying that we're definitely going to talk about that.
From the Virgin Islands, also
we're
in
going
two.
to talk about
Mitchell from Guyana in 3.
Mr. David Cameron urged to act over British Virgin Islands. This is something that someone encouraged me to look at, and I understand it's been out for some while, and also we've had a response to it from the Honorable Premier. The Premier has responded to it, and I could read for you from the response from the Premier. It says, statement from the Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable D. Orlando Smith, OBE. Recent article published in the media, and this was dated Thursday, April 4th, 2013. We have noted the recent published articles in the UK media and elsewhere relating to the leak of sensitive financial information concerning individuals and businesses with alleged interest in the British Virgin Islands and elsewhere in the world. We are fully confident in the quality and integrity of the British Virgin Islands financial services industry, and we will continue to work with the industry and all international partners to protect and ensure its future growth and development. We also have the utmost confidence in the BVI that the BVI will remain at the forefront of international standards on tax cooperation, financial sector regulation, and compliance in combating financial crime. Nothing has so far come to light which implies that the BVI authorities have acted otherwise than in accordance with the highest international standards. There has been no inappropriate release of information from any BVI authorities or implication of this. In addition, no information has yet disclosed any breach of BVI regulations or laws. We will continue to monitor the developments. So I don't know how much many of you know, but I don't regard the news media that put out the article, the Guardian. I don't regard it as a reputable place to get information from. I've seen a lot of things from that particular source that were not very credible. So, be that as it is, I think I agree with the person that texted in. We have to be always mindful, whether it's from the point of view of doing damage control or whether it's from the point of view of just being vigilant to ensure that the product that we are selling, that we are utilizing, must be of the best quality and also of the best standard. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the point in the show where we're going to have to take a break for the sponsors that make the show possible. So we're going to take a break and we're going to be right back with you.
With Digicel 4G, discover hundreds and thousands of apps available from the Google Play Store, allowing you to do more. Listen more. Feel more. Love more. Play more. See more. Like more. Share more. Make more of every moment. 4G phones available from just $99. Sign up for a Digicel 4G data plan from as little as $1 per day and explore the Google Play Store from your Android smartphone. Put extraordinary at your fingertips. Be extraordinary. Digicel. Subject to availability. Digicel terms and conditions apply.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with you. I was just looking through a couple of texts that we have here. Let me go straight to them so we can talk around. Courtney, good night. Do you believe in polling? Do you think it can work here? Because if the government is not listening to the people, if a poll is taken on the NHI, you will get a 60% against it, and with the board, we will have a 95% against it. Okay, that's someone that made a text that came in. I have another one. Say, good night, sir. I just want to say the NHI is a good thing for the community, but for many of us who have children in other islands, for those of us who have children in other islands, whose parents live near here and work here, won't be covered under this NHI. How can this sit well with us when we already have one, if not the best insurance on the island? I'm speaking of the Morans. There you go. Good night, Courtney. Are we supposed to be very concerned about what's happening in the offshore world that's in the news right now? Yes, we are. We're supposed to be very concerned about it. And the insurance one, if there are any persons that want to text or call about the Bupa insurance, I understand that some new changes were recently made to the insurance. I understand that now there's a $250 deductible from all the persons who are signed up with the Bupa insurance. And I understand too that it has been renewed for 1 year, and it was sent out by email to the recipients. So if you have any concerns about that, I don't know if everyone, I understand that people are only finding out about it when they try to use the insurance. That $250 upfront deductible, and that's for the individual, and it has been renewed for 1 year. So that is a new development to me as far as Bupa is concerned. So if you know anything about this, or if you want us to talk about what's happening with Bupa, just use your fingers. Let your fingers do the walking, and text or call, and let's talk about this insurance business. Insurance is very important, and we're looking for things to happen in insurance, big things to happen in insurance. I'm going to talk about it. Let me go to the text and come right back. What do you think about this high deductible we have to pay since government extended Bupa insurance, which is $250 per insured and $500 for family? Ladies and gentlemen, $500 for family. That is a lot of money that you have to dish out from before you really start receiving the benefits of the service. Yes, I say that we're looking for big things in insurance. What are the big things we're looking for in insurance? We're looking for legislation to be put in place to curb, listen to me good, to curb insurance fraud. We're looking for protection. The present U.S. administration, they've done a number of things that I like. I like the new healthcare system that's being developed. I like the fact that they've put things in place to stop credit card issuers from going after weak people who have very bad credit history and charging them large amounts of money to have a credit card. I like that kind of policy. I like legislators who are looking out for people who in some instances do not look out for themselves or are able to look out for themselves in some instances. So we're looking for that type. We know that there can be, listen to me good, there can be healthcare fraud. And where is the legislation in place to prevent healthcare fraud? We're busy building healthcare business, but we're not looking at the legislation to prevent things from happening, adverse things from happening. We don't want these things to happen, but because of the nature of human beings, we know that things can happen. What is healthcare fraud? Healthcare fraud is when people knowingly charge for services that are not rendered, or request services that are not required, or use the healthcare service to benefit themselves at the expense of people who don't understand what they're being charged for, what they're buying, what is required. And in some instances, not because of the nature of healthcare services, they don't have the time or the added money to investigate or to question or to get a second opinion. And of course, we know the ramifications of all of what I just said. Where is that legislation in the making? Is it going to come, or is this just one of my dreams? Have another text. Is it true? I did a medical yesterday. It is true. I did a medical yesterday and had to pay cash up front. And we all know how these things are. As far as I know, when you have an insurance policy, especially a group insurance policy, the group usually decides, and the group somewhere along the line should have to sign something to say that they're a part of the group. I understand that nothing like that was done, and this speaks a lot about compliance, and it speaks a lot about transparency and openness, and I don't believe that we're at that stage in our development where we're actually choosing or determining for the masses, unknown to the masses. I think it's wrong. I think we need to be more inclusive. Include our people. We have a call. Let's go to the call. Good evening. You have Speak Your Mind. Go ahead, please.
Hello.
Good night.
I'm going to get straight to the point. I want all the government ministers who say they don't listen to the show to listen to me, because I know they don't listen to the show. Mm-hmm. The problem that I have with our government, whether it's NDP, VRP, or whoever, is the way that they want to do things when they say they're doing it in the best interest of us. I showed up to the doctor 2 days ago with my sick child, vomiting, fever 100, to find out. I have to spend $500 before I could get a doctor to look at my child. Not considering that I've been on this insurance policy for years, not considering how much dollars I have put into this policy for the past couple of years. It's the way that they do things. They know blasted well, nobody ain't paying attention to no email. They know nobody ain't see. My doctor showed me the letter dated the 1st of April. When was I supposed to see this thing? This is how they gonna play me? After the years of service that I'm put into this country, this is when I really needed them to help me. This is the best interest. This is really in my best interest. When my child's sick And I'm frustrated after being up for the past 2 months trying to know what's going on. Gone to the doctor finally to get some relief for my child. This is it. I had to turn around, go to the bank, stand up in the line, get money, and then go back to the doctor's office. This is in the best interest of me. This is in the best interest of us. Who these people think they're playing with this? Who do you think they're playing with? They know the kind of power we have. They don't know the kind of power we have, you know, because they wouldn't be playing with us like this. If I my child going on a stretcher, you try and tell me I'm going to have to go to the bank to get money to go back to the doctor? What kind of crap is this? Something so important from the time they were in negotiations with the insurance company to change our policy. They should have set up the little minions to all the departments, have a little power with everybody. Let us know, listen, this thing is going down, it's going down in April, prepare yourself. This is the kind of crap that just make people want to get gonna shoot everybody up. You can't be playing with people like this. What's the big secret? If you're going to change the policy, okay, you're changing the policy. But talk to us, let us know what's going down before the shit hit the fan. I am so sick and fed up of the DVI. Y'all have no idea.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a caller that has expressed the same thing I was talking about, the Bupa insurance, the the $250 deductible, the $500 deductible for the family, and the renewal for 1 year. It is out there, ladies and gentlemen. The insurance has been renewed for 1 year. And as far as the caller has just said, and as far as I was able to hear, there has been no meeting with the group, and it's already done, and it's already in effect. I have another text. Let's go to the text. Let's see what people are texting me and saying. Courtney, I love my Nagical Health coverage. Even if I have to pay 3 health insurance, I will stick with Nagical. I do not have no complaint, no issue with my provider Nagical. Keep the work up, Nagical. There you go. That's an ad for Nagical. That's one of Nagical people. There we go. That is also one of the NHI concerns. People who are speaking about the NHI program are saying that they want to keep the insurance that they have. And as far as I understand, the way the NHI is being proposed, you would have to mandatorily contribute to the NHI, and if you have another insurance, you will be on your own paying for that other insurance. And of course, the other issues too are the board, that they're going to have a board that will decide whether or not you will be referred to go off island, and that some off island customary services that are being provided for right now by some insurance carriers will not be carried by the NHI. So there are those issues out there. Text me, call me. We're right here for you. Bupa, NHI Insurance, Carifta Games. I still want to get to those Carifta games. I'm still excited. I saw the games. I was able to look on a television on another channel, not this channel, on another channel, and I saw some. And I also looked on the internet and I saw some of the activity, I was very happy to be able to see. The British Virgin Islands walking. Here we go. There's a clip up there right now for one of the races, and I know some of you haven't seen it, but this is your opportunity right now, live on JTV Live, to see what happened in the Bahamas. This is one of the races you're going to see for yourself. Look out! Watch for BVI. BVI are going to place in this race.
And here they go, the under 17 girls, 100 meters. It is too close to quad. Jamaica is in front. That is Jamaica running away from the competition. Jamaica, Titania.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, BVI is right there, right there in place, right behind Jamaica. And that was one of our medalists right there. Right there at the finish. The finish was the important thing. Where that's a right there. Yes, Miss Huggins. She did an awesome run, and one must remember too that the start of the race was not that well for her. It could have been much better for her. So she has a lot of potential. Her coaches speak very well of her. I have a call. We're going to go right back to that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You've reached Speak Your Mind. Go right ahead, please.
Hey, Courtney, what's up, brother?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Alright. I know you put it young, you spoke earlier about the book bank thing I was rated, right?
Yes.
I really love that, right? What are the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a risk officer. How does it really affect me and thing I was rated?
You could speak up a little bit, please. I'm hearing you now.
I'm a risk officer, right?
Huh?
I'm a risk officer.
Okay.
I have a family and everything I was rated.
Right.
Fine. The risk officer is supposed to be free of charge, right?
That's what I understand.
Mm-hmm. So with some kind of amendments, we look into amendments, something like that.
Yes, I don't know how it affects you, but I think it might affect all the policy holders.
Mm-hmm. So they got to pay more money now.
But that's correct. Mm-hmm.
And young realist said that well, I never saw any memo came out in America.
I understand that an email came out, a mass email came out to everybody.
And I haven't seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that, I don't know. And for the national insurance scheme, we found good with the percent hours which should be less than the 2 hour basis. So nobody still can really come forward and say what are the policy holders they tell 2 or anything like that. Can you elect not on that as government workers? But even if it's profit though, government workers too, it is a family. And they don't have power paying for insurance for the family.
But from what I've heard, the deductible for the family is $500, and it has been renewed for 1 year.
For Bupa?
For Bupa, yeah.
For Bupa?
Yes. So I am going one step forward in my thought process, and I'm saying if this has been renewed for 1 year, then the NHI will not be coming into effect before the end of this 1 year. That's my thinking.
This is not making any sense to me at all. This is not because at least where are the memos? Where are the memos? Where is the white paper? Where is the black paper? Black and white. Where are they? For the government workers, where are they?
Well, I would even go further than that. I would say, where is the public relations? Because obviously this is a public relations issue, in my opinion. And also to what happened to the the Civil Service Association. This is a group policy idea, or this is something that affects a group, and there's a system in place already to deal with groups. And I'm not even mentioning other groups that I know of. There's a group that will be concerned with the firemen. There's a group that will be concerned with the police officers, custom, exactly, prison and all of that. So we're here and we're going to address the issues, and we're going to try to put these things in the forefront.
The insurance scheme, yeah, it sounds good.
Yes.
But who got the information? Who is relaying the information to everybody below them? The peers have the information, the minister have the information, the peers have it, the head of the department have it, but nobody below them have it. If they do have it, something is wrong here.
Well, as far as I know, an email went out to everybody. You probably didn't read your email.
I haven't got that. I work on this every day and I haven't seen one.
Okay.
I haven't seen a memo concerning.
Yeah. Well, something, as soon as money comes, it's something you need to look into.
And I don't have a problem. Supporting my family, supporting the community and everything. But if I don't have the information, I can't make a decision as to
And like the lady that called in to go to the hospital and to find out that you have to have $500 to give them first before you see a child, and have to go back to the bank and wait in line to get the $500 to go back to the hospital. That is really inconvenient as far as I'm concerned.
It's very, very, very inconvenient. It's very, very inconvenient. But if you knew this information from ahead of time of the places, yes, they had some stuff 2 months ago. But then the white card for the hospital, where everybody should be the
Yes.
picture and thing like that.
Yes.
No problem. For those who did not do that, I'm not saying that they are wrong or this is a past time. I will see everybody came into it. I made my way down here to my stuff. And the camera was not working the place. So I checked the TV to put the ID, government ID. The camera is never working or whatever it is. So I think if anybody might have.
Okay.
But at the same time, what is really going on? What are we expected to as government workers? We are paying our dues. We are working hard. What are we supposed to do? Just go on and give half of our salary? Okay, fine. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thanks for that call, caller. I do sympathize with you, and I do understand that we have a lot of hard-working government workers, and I think we need to treat them properly. We have a couple of texts that came in while I was on the phone. Your last caller, lucky she had $500 to go for. That's true. If you didn't have the money to go for it, your child would be in what exactly does this bupa the government have includes? The Morans have the same bupa, but not that expensive. All company payment is $15. Or co-payment, sorry, is $15. Co-payment is the amount of money that you have to pay along with the insurance company paying. I'm not sure what the government negotiated with Bupa. I know Bupa has a large account with the government. Anyways, the sponsors that make the show possible, we're going to take a break for those sponsors, and we're going to be right back.
With Digicel 4G, discover hundreds and thousands of apps available from the Google Play Store, allowing you to do more. Listen more. Feel more. Love more. Play more. See more. Like more, share more. Make more of every moment. 4G phones available from just $99. Sign up for a Digicel 4G data plan from as little as $1 per day and explore the Google Play Store from your Android smartphone. Put extraordinary at your fingertips. Be extraordinary. Digicel. Subject to availability. Digicel terms and conditions apply.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're right back with you. The Speak Your Mind show. The live show here. We're right in the community and we're dealing with the issues in the community. I got a couple of texts while we were offline. Let's go straight to those texts. Let's see if we could shed some light on what's happening. Your last caller, Lucky, she have $500 to go for. Some of us ain't that fortunate. So that's somebody that's saying that if you didn't have the money to go for in the bank, you could be in a worse off situation. Courtney, why is it so difficult that belongers and legal residents, for belongers and legal residents to get jobs, yet so many work permits are issued to foreigners, especially Filipinos. Well, I can make a direct comment on that. I think that we have followed the United States, and what we've done is we've made a serious attempt to flood the market with labor, whereby driving down the cost of labor, and we've seen the results of that. Courtney, the government now have the ball in their court. Now they have problem with BUPA. They can make NHI mandatory for government workers and leave it optional for others. Well, that's someone's opinion, and it has to do with the mandatory aspect of the insurance, the health insurance. The government has nothing to do with changes of the cost of the policy. This is what somebody's texting in. Obviously somebody in authority, I would assume. The insurance company makes their increase in policy costs based on the volume of claims made the previous year, then inform the government of the change. Those that didn't know of the change obviously don't check their email regularly. So there we have it. Apparently, it's a situation where the way the policy is written, all the company has to do is inform the government that they're making changes according to that text that came in. That deductible is not paid all at once. You pay deductible per cost of a visit until you accumulate the full $250. Then that's when the insurance cuts in. That sounds pretty good, but what if the service that you're requiring is more than the $250 or more than the $500? You will have to pay your deductible. So I think all of this could have been discussed in a powwow. A powwow is a kind of an Indian get-together where they're getting around in a circle and they discuss things in the reservation. But hey, you know, if you have serious concerns that affect people's lives, I think it's only fair that you pull everybody together and discuss them in a humane way. So we did have a chance to look at that one clip from the Olympics where the young lady, Miss Huggins, did as well and came with a silver medal. And we're so proud of her. I can't stop talking about it. Then we also had a 400 where the little young lady there, man, she surprised us all. Well, she didn't surprise me because I know that a lot of training go into the Olympics, the athletes that we have. I keep saying Olympics. I probably can't wait for the next Olympics to see all people out there doing what they have to do at the Olympics. And while I'm at it, I'm also one of those people who are out there saying
they're off. It's a clean
have
start.
to support. There it is up there right now.
And here we go. The under-17 girls fall by 400-meter relay is underway. And on the outside, Team Bahamas making a run out there. That first leg. And that is Shanika Dorset, who has already picked up a stagger. But here comes Jamaica on the inside, also looking to make it a stagger. Let's see who gets off that bend first. But a pretty big lead here for Team Bahamas. And there she comes down the stretch, and boy, is she rolling. Team Bahamas leading it, but here comes Jamaica. Right behind. Good run there. And here's the exchange. They must stay in their lanes. And they're heading all the way around. For Jamaica on the second leg. Tiffany Charles. And Tiffany Charles is the first one to get across. Team Bahamas in this as well. Flashing a roll. Trying to get up there. But watching the inside, British Virgin Islands, Tarika Moss running very well. Team Bahamas now currently in third. but Jamaica, British Virgin Islands, and the Bahamas, and also right in there in the back and hanging in top is Barbados, and here they come. Jamaica leading it with the baton handoff. Patrice Moody for the Bahamas, getting it now. Denishine Anderson. Nelda Huggins is running also for the British Virgin Islands. For Grenada, Christine Maxim. For Guyana, it is Casey. And here comes the young lady for the Bahamas trying to make a run, but Jamaica out front running a splendid leg. It's Patrice Moody, and they're opening up. 2:23 on the clock so far, 2:25, and time is running. Here they come. Let's see who gets off the bend first. But Jamaica Moody is going, and she's gone. Higgins, Nelda being chased by the Bahamas, Tanisha. And here's the handoff. Anchor leg for Jamaica. Rob, Lacey, and for the Bahamas, right there, it's going to be Bethel. And you have got yourself a race, and here we go. The final leg of the under-17 girls score by 400-meter relay. Team Jamaica out front. The anchor leg. Rob. And here comes the Bahamas making a run.
She's in the wrong lane.
And she's out there in lane 2.
She should be in lane 1. Come on,
She is not giving up any ground at all. Here she comes. Trying to get off that curve, and she looks back. But Jamaica will run away with this one, and they will win the gold. The fight is on for silver and bronze. Here comes UVI. And Bahamas had to settle for the bronze medal.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the under 17 girls relay. We're so proud of our team, the entire team. They did as well. They came in and brought a medal back to the BVI. We're so proud. And you must understand that these are some very young athletes, and they have a lot of potential. And we have to continue to support them, and we have to continue to ensure that, you know, they're given all the support from the community, and that they continue to get the opportunity to, for an athlete, right, going to a meet is like that's like doing a final exam. You train all year, and you anticipate what the other competitors are doing, and you get this one chance to prove yourself, and that is, you know, so commendable of these athletes that did what they did. There's this young man that did, I have a call. Good evening, you speak your mind. Go right ahead, please. Good evening, you're live. Go right ahead, please.
I'm calling to let you know that yes, we are proud of the athletes, yes, very much so. But we are also that the athletes them was not treated real fairly over in the Bahamas, because they wasn't as a team in the Bahamas. They was treated just like how they are here on the field, that they're being separated.
You need to turn your television down, though. I'm getting some feedback. Okay. Thank you. Go right ahead.
They was treated just like how they are here running on the field.
Mm-hmm.
If they wasn't for a certain, belong to a certain set of coach, they wasn't being cared for, and they wasn't treated the way they're supposed to be treated as a team. They gone out as a team, and the people that went with them wasn't even treating them as a team, and they wasn't cheering for them. So the young lady that won and make us proud was not even treated the way she's supposed to be treated, because she don't belong to the other set of coaches, team or whatever they have here in the BVI. If we're going away to represent the BVI, we should represent the BVI, not study who belong to who and who ain't belong to who. And if my child is out there running and my child fall down, I expect you to look for my child just like how you're going to go and look for your child. Not because nobody didn't travel with that young lady that make us proud. None of her parents then didn't get to go with her. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry about that. But then the coaches and them were supposed to be responsible for her and treat her the way that she was supposed to be treated. Not some cheering for some and some ain't cheering for some. That's why the people of Jamaica will always make Jamaica proud, because whether they know them from backyard or they don't know them from backyard, there is Jamaican and they're going to cheer for them no matter what. It's Tortola and Garnock out there, and they're supposed to represent Tortola as a team, not some for some and some ain't for some. It was wrong. And every time they travel, they do the same thing. They need to stop. They need to stop and treat the people, children, as their athletes.
Okay.
If they ain't going to do it, then don't travel as the BVI. Then travel as, use my I'm coaching you, let me go with you. That's what they're supposed to do.
Well,
thank you.
Well, thank you for that input. But I agree with you that teamwork is something they have to work on. And from listening to some of the coaches, I think they are quite aware that they have to do more work on working on the teamwork of the players. And I'm hearing what you're saying. It sounds like a first-hand account of what happened in the Bahamas. But from my perspective, from looking at the results and looking from the camaraderie among the athletes, I think they're a team, and I think they have a long way to go. And they're very young, and when people are very young, they're in the developmental stages, and I'm sure that type of thing can be developed further. But while the lady was speaking, I remember the guy that did the shot put and the javelin, and the guy he's an awesome guy, a well-rounded individual already, and has a lot of potential, and we also have to be proud of him as well. I can't remember all of them to say, but I'm proud of all of them in many different ways. I think the team spirit is there, and I think that the coaches are very good, and I think that we have to continue to develop these young people so that we can have more of the same or even better results as we go along. I've already heard persons beginning to speak about commitments to the next meet, which is something great, and I think we'll probably hear more about that as the time comes closer. And definitely for those businesses and organizations that supported this team, I say, man, congratulations. You the monies and the efforts that you have put in place, they were well expended and they were well accounted for. And we as a community, we are proud. We're very proud of the 8 medals that came back to the BVI. I wanted to also so yeah, we were glad to see the under 17 girls relay, and of course the team spirit that was there. I mean, there was challenging times and people holding their breath to see what was going to happen, but it all came out. It was all good, I think. And ladies and gentlemen, we must continue to support the young people in their efforts. Whether it's sports, academia, or the arts, we must support the young people in their efforts and continue to put funding in these areas as well, because a lot of times you hear about the lack of funds or the lack of support, and it's not good. It is a detraction from the actual activities. So we had any more texts? Let me check to see if we had any lasting texts that I didn't get a chance to read. No, that's still the Bupa business. Remember that it's an open show, and the numbers are up there, ladies and gentlemen. 300-1949 for calls and 300-1950 for texts. And it's an open show, and we were talking about the Carifta Games in the Bahamas, talking about the Bupa insurance, the $250 deductible and the $500 deductible, and it has been extended for 1 year for the government workers. So, you know, we also talk a bit about the NHI, and we got a disturbing call about the child molestation over in Anegada, which is the sister island to the north. And, you know, it's very, very disturbing. There we go. We have another text. Let me go to it. Let's see what it says. Good night. Can you please show the 400-meter girls on the 17 finals? I don't know if we have enough time to look it up, but we could. That is the finals that they're asking us to show. And again, this is just to show you that somebody is texting us in. There's still a number of people out there who have not seen what has happened in the Bahamas. And that is not good, because we as a country, we were there, we were well represented, and we represented the people that went represented. And I guess I'll have to remind my other colleagues from the sports desk to really expound on this issue and use it as a springboard to really get everyone in the country really interested in sports. We can't forget all the other people who have been in the forefront in sports here. Dean Greenaway and all these other people, Ray O'Neill, there's so many people, and I promised myself to make a concerned effort to work with these guys in another arena to try to bring some of this information to the forefront to our community, because there's so many people. I mean, there's Johnny, there's Rose, there's Buckner, there's Potter. There's so many of them. They worked hard. We have a text that came in here. Let's see. I watch all the races, and the lady who speaks of unity knows what she's talking about. After the first 100-meter silver medal run by Nelda, she wasn't the same after that. She ran depressed. Since it's the best sprinter we have. Yeah, well, I'm saddened to know that as well. But she is, in my opinion, one of the best we have, and we have to continue to work with her. And it's also very difficult what she did. Coming from behind is also very difficult, but she did it, and we still have to be very proud of her. We are getting close to the end of the show, and I'm going to make a recap of some of the things that we were able to talk about and comment on. We talked about, of course, the games in the Bahamas, the Carifta Games in the Bahamas, and the BVI bringing home 8 medals. Talked about the Bupa insurance, the new $250 deductible and $500 for families, and the 1 year extension of the program. We talked about NHI and assuming that now NHI will come after Bupa has expired, or maybe we'll hear in the future what will happen, how we would transition from one to the other. We heard about child molestation in Anegada, where 2 men are alleged to have molested a child, and we're so saddened to hear about that. The tax structure, we were going to try to talk a bit about tax structure, especially in light of the information that we've been hearing about with the David Cameron urge to act over British Virgin Islands, and how that is being portrayed in the UK. However, I am one who believes that what the Premier said, we have laws in place in our country that regulates all activities here, and and we have to continue to do what we do best, and mindful some of the things that I've read about what's happening or the concerns that people are having, which are things like tax avoidance and tax evasion and that kind of stuff, and persons selling the rights to be directors and stuff like that, which all sounds very legal to me. But I think that we have a number of reputable agencies here who are responsible for the type of work that they're doing, and we also have checks and balances in place that should take care of those things as well. Someone asked the question about why belongers and legal residents can't get jobs, and the magnitude of work permits that are being issued and that kind of stuff. And there was the suggestion that we don't really have collective bargaining when it comes to insurance here and that kind of. So we didn't get any time to really dwell into the PWA investigation, but we will touch on that obviously on another show. All in all, we had a very good show. We had a number of texts that came in, and we also had a number of calls that came to the show. So the show was very productive and very community oriented, and also dialoguing with the community, which is a major part of the show. We always want to have a dialogue with the community. We want to know and we want to feel the pulse of the community. So we had all in all a good show, and at this time I'd say God bless these Virgin Islands and the people that live in it, and we'll be right back here with you next week.